I don't know. Like, what would your life look like if you could access more of your potential, right? What would your life look like if you could access your full potential, right? Like, what if you could materialize this idea about this like perfected version of yourself? Like, what if you could make that happen, right? How cool would that be? What would your life look like if you were the person that you've always wanted to be? I know that's a pretty powerful statement, but I think it's I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I'm having these moments now where it's like I'm touching these pieces where I'm like, oh, I have arrived, and not in the sense of like, I got my boat house and I live on a lake and I have, a couple cars and boats and toys and things like that. Like, not that kind of arrival, but this arrival where it's like I'm finally being who I've always wanted to be. And there's a freedom in that and a power in that that I can't describe. Like, it's undescribable, and I think everybody has sort of the right to experience that, right? Like, that's our birthright as human beings, is to think and feel and be who we want to be, like who we really are, right? And so to get to that place of who we are, we have to let go of all of the things that we're not. We have to shed away all of the things that we're not. And, then we know at some point in that process, we just know, we're like, oh, this is who I am, and this is the way I want to show up in the world, and this is the direction I want to go. And then we do it. We take action, we do it. So, yeah. What would your life look like if you could be that ideal of yourself? Like, what would that honestly look like? And spend some time with that, right? Like, that's a pretty big, if you're not there already, there's reasons, right? But that's a pretty big thing, is to like, what would that look like to you? Yeah, and you may not know how to get there, right? The reality is if you did, you'd probably be there already. So if you don't know how to get there, that's okay. We have some healings and some tools available to help you figure it out. I know for me on my journey, like, I didn't know for a long time, and then I did some things, and I cleared some things, and I healed some things, and now and now I know that's where I want to go. That's the direction, and that's where we're going. Come hell or high water, and we're gonna let the chips fall where they may. So, yeah, ask yourself, man, like, what would it be like? What would it be like if you were the best version of yourself that you've ever been? What would that feel like? How would you show up? What would you do differently? Who would you help? How would you give that away, right? Because we have to give it away to keep it always. There's no way around that, right? If we hold on to our light, it dies. If we hold on to our gifts, they wither away, right? We have to find our purpose, we have to find our joy, and then we have to help others do the same, right? So, yeah, think about it. If you're ready to go from wherever you're at to wherever you want to be, and you don't know how to get there, drop me a line. I would love to meet with you. I help a lot of people break through their glass ceilings, right? Break through their limitations, their self-imposed limitations, the illusions, the stories we tell ourselves, all of this stuff that is not necessarily true, that's preventing us from being where we want to be. I help people break through all that stuff. So I'd love to meet you and see if I can help you too. Thanks.